several months back, we decided that we wanted to try to do a multi-jurisdictional training scenario in Guthrie. So we reached out to the fire chief and the city council and to the police chief and the Logan County SRT. And with the idea of getting together and putting together some kind of scenario to train together that would train us as partners, so that if something happened later on, we would know each other and we've at least worked together at one time. In the event that something bad did happen, we would know each other before that we had to go in and take care of that event. So as we went along, we had several meetings about where to do it and how to do it and what exactly each partner wanted to train on. And we ended up coming to this building behind us. The Masonic home was what it used to be. Great structure, a lot of places where you can train inside that structure. And we ended up approaching the county commissioners and asked them if we could use the building. It was approved. And so we then contracted for the event from one of the state contractors we normally use for this type of training. And we contacted our partners to find out what they wanted to do. So as a result, we set up a multi-lane training exercise where we had several things going on at the same time. The first one was a decontamination lane. So after they went into the environment, the hazardous environment, they would come out of that, and then they would train on decontamination processes to make sure that whatever is inside doesn't come outside. The other part that we had was a ropes training session, which was off the top of the structure. This structure is a 6-story structure, so it's extremely challenging. It tested us a little bit because there's not a lot of great tie-offs up there, so we were able to apply a lot of our skills in mountaineering and rescue to this scenario. And we were able to do some of that training with the special response team. We also had 2 other events going on with the Logan County Special Response Team, where they would go into a room. They had 3 different types of events that they were going to do. One was just scan the room and see what was in it. The other one would have some kind of a perpetrator in it, and depending on what they wanted to do or see, it would either involve arresting that person or just talking to them or whatever they wanted to do at that time. The other one was they would go into a room with a lab of some sort, and they would look at it, they would digest what they were seeing, and then they would come out and tell us what they saw. They would then go to their GoPros and then compare what they saw and what they wrote down with what was on the GoPro. Because what they see in that room on their initial scan is what's going to help us determine what exactly is in that room and how quickly or safely we can determine what it is. Because we can, depending on what they say and what they tell us, we can tell what it is without even going into the room. Or we can determine that we do have to go into the room and make sure that we know what we're dealing with. The last one was a complex lab scenario. That was designed to train firefighters on what would they do or what kind of equipment would they use if they walked into an environment and saw this kind of a lab process. And it was a very complex lab based upon a chemical agent that was used widely in the early part of the 20th century during World War I. It had all of the processes there for that agent. However, none of the product was real. It was all simulant. So we were able to use our meters and use our expertise to dissect that lab, determine what exactly it was, how we would approach that lab if we were trying to figure out what it was, and how to take it apart and make it safe. We had great partnerships. We had a lot of state legislators and federal representatives come by today. We had the adjutant general that came by earlier today. And I think overall with the partners that we had, they were very pleased with what we were able to provide, and then what we saw from them. When we go out to these scenarios, we learn as much from them as they do from us, and that's the goal from all of it, is that everybody comes out of it better in the end. There's a lot of places in Oklahoma that are geographically separated from our home base. So one of the goals that I had for today was to test the use of the helicopters to try to get part of my team from one location to another as quickly as possible. So that was the general purpose of the helicopters at the airport.
Okay.
It's a pretty good event. Like I say, the media coverage was very good, very friendly, and hope you enjoyed what you saw.